I'm out in some cold weather, getting a little wet as well. 34 degrees, just enough to make it rain. But checking zero on one of my house guns. This is a Bersa TPR9, and what you see on the end of it is the Viridian C5L. This is a light laser combo, and I wanted to check the zero on the laser. That group was just shot at 7 yards, and as you saw, my face was nowhere near the sights. I was firing from the hip. Kind of just for fun, but it brings an important point about lasers that I think was missed the last time lasers were a thing. So I just wanted to share it with you. Coming up next on GBGuns. This is a 12-inch piece of steel, 20 yards away, that I'm able to hit without exposing a whole bunch of my body to get behind the gun. And that's something that I think a lot of people didn't miss. A lot of people didn't pay attention to. Oh. It's not the most steady position, but I hope you see my point, and I'll back the target camera out so you can see the distance and get a concept here of what I'm shooting at. But point being, unlike using conventional sights, with a laser you can keep yourself behind some type of cover or worst case concealment and still engage the target. That was shaky and challenging because I made it hard to make it fun. 12 inches at 20 yards, that's not realistic self-defense. We should be looking more at like 40 inches at 10 yards. But if you have a home defense tool, adding a light, of course, is a must. Be aware of not using that gun as a flashlight and all the legal cases involved with that. But having a light laser combo like the C5L could be pretty handy to give you the ability to aim or engage or be ready for, especially if you've got loved ones and you've got a safe room or panic room type scenario, or something sturdy, a big piece of oak furniture that you plan on hiding behind and being ready, which is what I recommend. Despite having done Afghanistan and Iraq, and because I've done so much training at so many courses, do not advocate sweeping the house. Get somewhere safe, call 911, and be ready to defend yourself if they come at you. Chances are pretty good nothing in your house is worth dying for, aside from loved ones. But if you have a situation and you've thought about where you're going to be and you've got some cover, this is just barely concealment because it's a range for demonstration, but you've got cover you can get behind. Having a laser lets you expose only as much of your face as it takes to see the laser, and then just make sure you've got a clear path, of course following all the safety rules, knowing your target, what's in front of it and beyond it. Allows you to engage much better than exposing your whole body to get behind the gun, or leaning way out and exposing your face to get behind the gun. Why do that if you don't have to? That is the value to the laser that I think a lot of people missed the last time lasers were cool. I chose this laser for reasons. We'll head inside, warm up, dry off, and I'll show you what I like about the Viridian C5L and why it's now on my nightstand gun. All right, back inside, fingers thawed, much more comfortable. Give you a closer look at this and why I chose this. And this is not a sponsored video. I purchased this of my own will. I like Viridian's optics and love green, so I decided to go for it. You can see it now up close, how it looks mounted on the Bersa TPR9 full size. I've tried and used previous things in the past. I had an Olight Valkyrie, so you can see for size difference there. And of course the TLR1HL. A word of caution on these, and something that I've learned and you may want to think about before you choose lighting for your home defense equipment, is there is such a thing as too bright. The TLR1, for example, great for getting across the proverbial Walmart parking lot. However, if you blind yourself or wreck your own night vision in the process inside the house, what good is it really? So I wanted to look for something a little bit not quite so bright. On the back here, we have a list of some specs. You can pause here, or you can check the pinned comment for the article where I will explain all of this. And here are the modes. Now, you have 3 different light outputs, 200, 300, or 650 lumens. That can be done, each one of these 3 as light only, or light with the laser. You can see the runtime on there. Now keep in mind, these are not meant to be used as flashlights, like wandering around forever, and so that's why the battery life on most of these things is not that great. There's also a strobing action that can be combined, and you just cycle through to choose what level of light only, laser only, or laser with what level of light, or strobe. Those are all of the modes. And I was surprised, I admit I didn't really do my homework on what all this is. And you see it talks about safe charge, and I didn't really know what that was. I like Viridian's stuff, so I figured I'll give it a try. And I opened it up and found this. Safe charge, as in it's safe, as in it can charge in your safe. And what they have here is this nice, super thin 5,000 milliamp hour battery pack. Now this is a standard USB setup. You've got the C in and the standard out. You can see your charge indicator there. You get the USB cable for it, and then of course along with the tools for zeroing. And this is a nice silicone flat cable. Notice this plug here, and the concept is plug into your charger brick, which I'm going to use for travel, not just for this. And then this is a magnetic attachment that just clips right on to charge. The Viridian also has some holsters and other accessories with this integrated into it. So they even have a holster setup that charges while the gun is holstered and has an instant on when the gun is drawn from the holster. I don't particularly have use or interest in that because this is my house gun, but I wonder if, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick up on it or not. There's a slight red there. I've got a lot of extra light going on in here, so it might be kind of hard to see, but that is red, showing me that it's charging and not fully charged, obviously, because I just had it out and was using it on the range before and after that video. And then we can see our charge indicator on this battery pack. I think that's a pretty cool setup. And the reason for it being is, batteries discharge over time or get neglected or forgotten, especially on something like a house gun. And that is exactly what happened to me with my Olight. Now this was sent years ago for review, even though I told them, hey, I don't do light reviews. It's honestly, as a journalist, I find light videos to be kind of pointless. And reason being, the camera adjusts for ambient lighting. You're watching on a screen that has adjustable brightness with ambient lighting affecting how you see things. So not only is it impossible to properly film what a light looks like and have that come through on the camera properly, but there's too many other things adjusting the lighting, and then your editing software adjusts lighting even more. But anyways, I thought this was a decent light. I like the side switch buttons versus the rocker style. I mean, the rocker style works too, but it doesn't really matter, not really. Point being, this had been rusting on this gun forever, and one night I pulled it out, not because of a scare, but just because I realized I hadn't looked at it in a while, and the battery had died. And while obviously this can still die, with this internal battery plus 5,000 milliamp hours in this little brick here, chances are pretty slim that this is going to have a dead battery if I pull it out, even after forgetting it for a long time. So pretty neat setup. Got buttons on either side. I like to use the firing hand side. I have it set up now at medium brightness with the laser, and see, you can't see that because of the way, there you go, you can see the laser a little bit. But you notice how the camera automatically adjusted for the brightness, and when I turn it off, camera adjusts again. This is why I don't do light videos, folks. But buttons on either side. Holding down both buttons is how you cycle through the different modes. I think it's a pretty cool setup. It makes a lot of sense to me. If you're somebody who wants to carry one on you, they do have, like I said, holsters with the charge integrated into it. I don't know how that works. I don't have one of those. This is not a gun that I carry. This is my bedside gun, so I don't even look into see holster compatibility, but it's something worth checking out. To me, it makes sense as a smart solution. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and also your thoughts on using a laser to keep more of your body behind cover and still be able to aim. That does take some practice, though, I'll say. Those 20-yard shots on steel were not easy, as you saw, but a torso at inside the house distance would definitely be much easier, and that's why I'm an advocate for a laser for the house gun. Thanks for watching.